Hi there, I'm Lisa and I design for Simple Stories. Today I'm going to show you a layout that I'm making, and it's using the Say 3 Cheese collection. I've used a website and converted my photo to a Polaroid. I love the way that it not only turns it into a Polaroid frame, but it also gives it a vintage look. It's taken away the crispness of the photo, but I quite like that. It adds to the character and that old vintage look. So I'm quite pleased with that. I've got a Mickey signature on the bottom there that I've been able to add from the Disney app. Right, I am starting with a white 12 by 12 base, and I'm going to cut that down slightly so that it fits within the red spotty paper to create a frame. I'll just show you, I've taken 4 centimeters off 2 sides. That then gives me a nice amount around the outside of the spotty. I just really like creating a frame for my work when I scrapbook. I tend to use quite a lot of white cardstock, but sometimes I think the design actually gets a little lost. It kind of needs a bit of colour in the background. I kind of contradict myself. I love the white background, but I also love the pops of colour. It's a nice compromise for me. Is that straight? No, it's not, is it? I've gone wonky there. In order to give that a more straight appearance, I had actually stuck the white on. As you can see, there's a tiny little bit down there. I've literally taken the thinnest of slivers just to straighten it up so your eye goes along the side there, so that looks straight, but then there was a whole circle on the other side, so I've taken a tiny amount off that side, and that now hopefully looks a little straighter. Now I want to use this card here, and I want to cut out the Mickey, so I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to cut a little of the spotted paper here underneath as well. I'm just going to mark it off. I don't want it to go completely to the end. I'm absolutely terrible for changing my mind when I'm crafting, and I've realised that actually I haven't allowed myself enough of the spotted paper. I really like it, but you can't actually see it. So I'm going to stick it down and then just add a little bit more to it, but below where the actual photograph is, so you hopefully won't see the join. I am one for changing my mind when I scrapbook, so we can cover that up by an embellishment, and actually, yeah, that works much better. So stick that along like that. I'm not going to see the join anyway, so that's fine. And yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? Okay, I want to use the Mickey ear as a slight pocket, so I'm going to get my craft knife and just cut around it. So I've got my craft knife here on a cutting mat, and I'm just going to cut along the line here using the ear as my guide. I'm not going to run it all the way to the edge because I don't want it to open up completely. And there I will have a pocket. Obviously I've created that pocket now, so I've got to be careful where I stick it down. Otherwise I don't want to stick the top of the pocket down. That now will still work. I need to just pop some on the top there. That's better. And I'm going to use some 3D foam tape for my photo. I love the scalloped paper here, so I'm going to cut out some of the scallops, a couple of the edges, just to go top and bottom of my pattern paper. So I've cut 2 pieces, and I'm going to start with a little fussy cutting with some small scissors and just cut around the outside with a little of the white showing, just to give me my cute edge. I have my 2 little strips of cute scalloped edges, and I am going to stick them down and cut them in place. I just like the finish that that gives. Now to use the pocket. I've been excited about this bit. I've got some of the cards here. These are 12 by 12 sheets, and also some of the pieces from the snap pack, and I'm just going to cut some of these out to then slide inside the pocket. I just think they're really cute, and you don't always have to use the whole card. If you particularly like something on there, don't let it stop you from cutting them out. decided these blank ones would be a really fun place to journal, so I'm going to pop them in here. I like that I've got the space and I can just place them inside the pocket. It's a shame sometimes, although it's wonderful, everything now being digital, you don't have the paper tickets like you used to, like there's no park tickets because you've got your magic bands, and there's no fast passes tickets, as again they're on the magic bands, so I'm kind of having to create my own tickets for that very reason. Cut this little one out from one of the cards and I'm going to place that on the bottom here. And I'm also going to add something from, to kind of join up for my title along the base of the Polaroid. These stickers along here, I was going to go for a larger one. I might come back to that, but these stickers I think will be perfect along the bottom there. I've decided to go with the word dream and add it along the bottom there. I don't want it to appear flat on my layout though, so I am going to add some of the 3D foam tape and just cut it into teeny weeny little bits to pop on the back. So they really are teeny. That was quite fiddly, and I've only just got the 3 on there, and that should then stick down there. Just gives it a little bit of height and just really makes it stand out from the page, and I just need the letter D here to add as well. And there's the word dream. I've just spent a little bit of time going through the bits and pieces pack here. I do really enjoy playing with all these bits. And I've taken out a few that I think I can use on this page. I wanted something to cover. I've got the tiny little bit of join there, so I wanted something to cover, so I'm going to use that. And I wanted to use the collecting autographs at the bottom there from the bits and pieces pack. Now I'm going to pop the bits over to one side as I want to work on the next part of my layout now. I'm going to come back to those. I've got the paper here and I'm going to cut out some of the circles to put on my page. I'm just going to roughly cut them to start with before I cut around the outside like that. I'm not cutting perfectly and I'm leaving a small edge around the outside because, in case you haven't noticed, I do like a border. I think borders have become my thing actually. I do like that clean edge. And I'm just going to cut a few now to decorate. My circles are cut out. I've just popped on a bit of PVA on the back, and the bits and pieces that I was selecting before, I'm going to start sticking those in place now. And again, I'm using the 3D foam tape that I've cut down to size that I previously cut, and I'm going to be sticking them on the circles there. It just helps them show out. I really like the colours of those circles, and I think the top of my page would have been too empty had I not have added something. I have the leftovers. This was where I cut the circles out, and I've got quite a few of these arrows and I really like them, and I like the yellow, so I'm going to mess around with some fussy cutting here and actually cut out some of these arrows. I know it's going to be fiddly, but I think it's going to look quite cute. So I've cut all these little arrows from the paper here. They look quite cute, and I'm just going to put a teeny weeny bit of the foam tape again on the back of each one, just on the arrow part, and that will secure them all in place. I'm almost done. I've used those bits for my journaling, just a few little things I've written down. I haven't completely filled up the space on the top because I didn't really want my journaling to be seen, just because it doesn't look so pretty. The other stickers, they're sticking out, but I've stuck the front here so that they don't move around. They're just to look pretty, and that's that. And I do have these other tickets. I don't know whether I need these actually. I think I'm going to leave those. That's fine. So I've got my journaling, I've got my tickets, and I am just going to splash a little bit of blue ink, I think, and then I'm done. You see those arrows, by the way? I just love those extra bits of colour. I think it really works. I'm pleased with those. This is a really old mist of mine, a Tattered Angels mist, and it's really subtle. So it's just what I want here, because I don't want anything too much. There we go, and that is my layout complete, meeting the mouse. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. It's been really fun. I will leave the link below so you can edit your videos, so you can edit your photos to also Polaroids. It's free and really, really easy. As long as you can print your own photos, it's easy. I hope you've enjoyed this. I shall leave some photos for you as well to have a little nose of some close-ups, and I shall see you soon. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for the next video. Thank you. Bye.